And now, welcome to the Great Cigar and Pipe Show. Presented by Hiram and Solomon Cigars. And also the Oliva Cigar family. Coming to you live from the Corona Cigar Company studios.
I am a blues man. I live this life.
And
good evening.
we are here.
We are here, said Bob.
Except Bob. Yeah. You know what happens
We're missing
when you
Bob.
reach a certain age? Sometimes duty calls, and this time,
Did you say duty?
well, not that duty. He needed to go to. We had a lot to drink already, so he needed to make a pit stop. But he'll be back. He's making Chris a Manhattan. But tonight's show, I'm really looking forward to tonight. To be quite honest.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Can't wait for the.
I don't know what Ron
cattle
is
baron.
He's looking down at I think he's looking down at
I'm
his shoe.
trying
He's
to
trying
share.
tie his
I'm
shoe.
sharing with everybody, welcoming everybody. So you guys ain't
Share
doing
and
so
share
someone's gotta
alike.
do it.
Share and share alike, exactly. So tonight's show, what's going to be really awesome is that Bryan brought a special guest with him, and he has 3 first names. So we're going to try to figure out which one is correct, because already pre-show we've called them 3 different things. So we'll see. Potluck. We'll at some point we'll get it correct. But
I mean, for those that are tuning in right now, you already have to take 3 drinks because you're about 3 drinks behind all of us right now.
exactly, we really are. I mean,
Ronnieisms
listen,
and Frankisms are running rampant.
Bruce don't need a drink. He already went to the bathroom. He likes the way Bob thinks. He said.
Oh, so then we don't have to do the sponsor break then. He's
I don't
all
know.
good to go.
Bruce, keep us track on the. Keep us track back, Bruce. When you need to go, just let us know, okay? Then
Bob did make it
to
back, as
sponsors.
you can tell. He did make it back.
I just went in to get liquor, man.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Make sure Chris is all.
Chris is
spirit
keeping me
all up.
company. This Legero here, forget about it. Really,
He's lost it. The more he
Oh,
drinks, the less he can handle.
he's gotten Legero again.
No
Nope,
way.
nope, nope.
What
Yeah,
happened to
yeah,
you,
yeah.
Frank? All right, so folks, what we're discussing here is a very serious matter. Cousin Frank can no longer drink and handle the alcohol.
No.
So,
Well, you know why? Because I
Tell us
found
why.
out. I
Tell us.
found out that since I do a lot of the technical things during the actual podcast, that drinking does hinder my ability to properly podcast.
I know, but the audience loves that.
Frank, they love when you fuck up because
They
you're
do.
such a
We
perfectionist.
got the biggest
And,
audience when that happens, man.
All I know
the
is
feedback is amazing.
I'm smoking a great cigar, and we're going to be talking to some amazing people from, we don't get the chance to talk to ranchers, real cowboys, people that
Real cowboys.
real cowboys, not the ones that we're going to
Absolutely.
see during Halloween that dress up
Yeah.
like cowboys.
And he's not Clint Eastwood,
Or TV stars or any of
TV
that.
stars,
Yeah.
exactly.
This is the guy that's going to go out on his horse tomorrow morning in 5 degrees, snowing and raining, and he's going to check up on the other horses and cattle. I mean, that's the type
Somebody's
of guy
got to
he
do
is,
it.
man.
Somebody's got to do it.
And
And it
we're
ain't
gonna-
you and me. That's for damn
Oh.
sure.
I don't even know how you do that in 5-degree weather because, last week when it got into the 50s here in Florida, I woke up and I'm like, geez, it's freaking cold.
Well, your blood thins
And it
out
was
very
60
quickly.
and it was
Your
60
blood thins
degrees.
out.
60
Yep.
degrees. Yep.
Everybody's
Well,
jumping on, folks.
Those
Please,
gators, see if they're alive.
hit the
Last
share button.
week, I had to drive up to Brooksville, and on my drive up there, it literally got down to 46 degrees on my drive all the way up there in the morning.
Whoa.
Now,
Wow.
luckily, by like noon, it's already back into the upper 70s. But
Did everyone read what Bruce had to say? This could be a Super Bowl prediction. If Cousin Frank quits drinking, then the Lions can win the Super Bowl. Hell froze over.
No, he's not going to quit drinking, Bruce. He's just going to go lighter.
I'll go lighter. I'm only having one.
Bruce,
man.
he's a Jet fan. You understand? All right.
Mhm.
Let's
But
let's
he
get
doesn't
that
drink
straight.
anymore.
Jets are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yes.
Frank doesn't drink anymore, but he doesn't drink any less.
Oh, he does?
Yep.
Well, he
for
drinks
sure.
a little less during the show, but after that, he's forget about
I'm wide
it.
open.
Forget about it.
Throttle is over.
Hit the share button, everybody. We're gonna get a couple of good guys coming on. We're excited. Been on a sponsor for a little while now, and we're excited to have them.
Listen, I mean, this is crossover. We're talking about cigars. We're talking about true Angus beef in every imaginable form. You've got Bob talking pepper. He's going like this, pepper.
I'm talking to Chris. A lot of pepper on this cigar.
This cigar is a nice.
Yeah. Wow.
It's got a nice retro. It's a flavor bomb. That's what you want. Nice and bold. This is for cowboys. This isn't for pussies.
No,
okay.
No.
Frank, what's a pussy?
Heading off at the pass. You gotta stop this.
I mean.
So one thing we got to figure out, and I've heard about this. Our man Dave, he's mentioned this at the pipe meeting the other night. He says there's a 30-second delay between 4G and 5G, with 5G being slower. And, we have been getting those complaints, let's say, or inquiries from the YouTube people. They say, well, I was there first, and yet we see that it's not. And he's saying that there is a delay.
That's their internet.
How is
that has
That's
nothing to do with me.
Ron, do you understand?
No, I'm just making it.
For us, it's meaningless. That's only the people who are watching. They might watch it at a longer delay because of the fact that they have a weak signal, or they couldn't afford a better router.
Because we're on 6G, right?
The way we look at it, we want to tell all of our audience, go out and buy the latest technology so you can be first. All right. Don't sit there and on your laurels and complain to us that 5G is slower than 4G. I should use 4G.
We're not the internet providers. We don't control that.
No, we're not.
This isn't Great Cigar and Pipe Show Internet brought to you by.
Yes, we're not AT&T. We're not Spectrum. We're none of those providers.
I'm from the old school ways. There are winners and there's losers. Suck it up and be a poor loser.
You're telling our man Dave to suck it up.
Wow.
Dave, on behalf of these other three chooches over there, I'm sorry. The disrespect they just gave you. It's
thank
terrible.
you for the information, but don't waste your time.
Which Dave is this, by the way? Which Dave?
Last week I was
Dave Crawford.
Oh, that's too bad, Dave.
Yeah, we were up at the Cuban Experience with him at Arlington.
Yeah. Well, like Frank said, invest in better stuff.
And Joey says Kyle Jesso's house sounds empty. Well, it is empty.
Well, I'm in the pool house, the pool table house, the Florida room. So it's very open here. I got
it's
the
not
pool
like
table,
the chicken coop, right?
Yeah, it's actually pretty big, So.
Yes.
All right, Joey. So leave him alone. Stop being a nasty guy.
This is what happens.
Exactly.
You can still come down here, Joey.
Ron,
I need help moving. So come on.
One thing I'm going to tell you: don't introduce us to the people, because everyone here knows us. So we don't even have to waste a moment, a breath.
That's right.
Because we're going to go.
We do have all our regular followers on.
Our regulars are on because they know.
Who's new? Anybody new here?
Ron, I already checked.
No.
Trust
You did.
I checked.
Okay.
Trust.
All right. So forget about it.
Forget about it. You
All
understand?
right. Unless we see somebody new.
Otherwise, I'm going to
see somebody new.
If you see somebody new, Ronnie, you jump on it.
All right, I'm going to. Bob, I'm going to have you introduce him. Make sure you can see.
So
it's all good. Well, we're 8.5 minutes in. What do you guys think?
Exactly. When we come back, we're going to have a real cowboy on.
Oh, wait. Joey says, how come no notification on Facebook?
What do you mean no notification?
Joey's no notification.
Again, this goes to your internet. Get better internet.
Joey, what can we tell you? I don't know.
Joe, get out of the mall. Get out of the mall. It's too much.
All you got to do, Joey, is instead of buying one of those $100 bottles of whiskey, just invest it into a better router. You can get better service.
No, the problem, Kyle, is that he's drank that $100 bottle of whiskey, and he's in delay mode.
I really hate having to, keep up with the audience, with the technology. We just want to put on a fun show, knowledgeable, give you guys some great information about, again, great products and great people. That's what we're about.
Listen, if Bruce Stark says he got notified, then the world got notified.
Exactly.
if Bruce can figure it out, anybody can
Anybody?
figure
And
it
Bruce is 95 years old. Yo,
Oh, 85, Frank.
Okay.
Don't push it.
But Bruce is driving the mothership. Go to our sponsors, Frank.
I know. I have to because Joey's going to make me insane.
No, forget Joey.
Joey's just pissed
Joey.
everybody off already and hasn't even said a word.
We'll be right back.
Joey gave
after
his first
this.
ticket out this week, I heard.
This industry is steeped in family and tradition. You know, there's generational stuff, and I see it over and over, and yet no, I didn't come from that. Being the outsider looking in, I got to ask all the silly questions, and people were very accepting to want to give me all the right answers. I'm very thankful for those people who kind of allowed me to come in. Now with Alec and Bradley in the business, to have our company become generational, that's pretty cool.
Welcome to GTO Dominican Cigars, a boutique cigar company that artfully blends and creates some of the finest handmade puros from the Cibao Valley in the Dominican Republic. We are fourth-generation manufacturers and growers of tobacco with over 140 years of experience, offering a variety of styles, blends, and strengths. Mild, medium plus, and full-bodied. We would truly consider it an honor for you to experience our cigars. Those who know smoke GTO.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
Years in the making, the Chief cigar was born, blended, boxed, and released to market on June 26, 2015. This cigar was developed by former fire chief, firefighter, cigar aficionado Ken Dorbecker, and has grown into a signature firehouse cigar line. Including, of course, the Chief, a Nicaraguan Habano blend, Proby, a Connecticut Shade blend, All Hands, a Maduro Mexican San Andreas box press, and the brand new Fire Pole, a beautifully crafted San Andreas Habano barber pole. Join the Chief family and make us part of your humidor. R&A Treasures, out of Tampa Bay, Florida. The last of a legacy. The last of an inventory of Thomas Cristiano in a warehouse where everything is aged and well kept for all your pipe and smoking needs.
And we're back.
And is Teresa having a
somebody's-
coughing?
What is that going on there?
That's
What
a
the
coughing. That's a coughing fit that somebody's
Wow,
having.
way.
So before we introduce our special guests, I'm going to play a little something that I saw on their website. And I think it's a good little intro to give people a kind of a better understanding as to who they are.
Okay, go for it, man.
He buys all of our high choice and prime middle meats.
So this is our 39th year in business. We just finished up our 2023 bull sale.
This is how you really make it hurt.
Surprise to me brings out the highs in me. That's not the way it used to
Total
be.
10,500.
The amount of time we spent exercising him, we literally just get him out, follow him around with dogs, with a four-wheeler, with horses, and we get a lot of comments about our bulls, how nice they are to handle. They're nice to be around.
The reason I'm building a dam, so all this water doesn't go out here and cause an ice sheet in 2 days when the bulls come out of that door and slip and hurt themselves. That's the why. We all need a why, right? We groom them in a way. They get their head shaved, their shoulders shaved, their belly clipped. All right, did you color on my screen? Don't do that.
Can you say it's sale day? Yeah. 5 of my fingers have split in the last 2 days. I couldn't even unbutton her little dress last night. This is the one that will be around forever. She's great with the kids as long as I'm around. Hi, Dave. We're selling 20 more bowls than we ever have before. So it's actually the biggest sale that we've ever had. So we're all a little nervous to see how that goes. Hopefully it goes good.
Our whole program is based on long-term relationships. How can we be predictable and repeatable to customers that come to us so that we can do it over and over and over again? There's not one size fits all in the cow industry. Complementary breeding is a good term for it because we're looking for different bloodlines that complement the bloodlines that we're currently using. So one thing we do with our data collection that is vital for our success is we spend a lot of time just listening. We spend a lot of time on our customer ranches, and when they describe the cows that they like, I can go right back to my herd and I know which one of my cows fit that. We love our cows, we like feeding our cows, we like being around our cows, and we respect them.
Like Bryan broke the post on that stackyard backing out of it this winter. Is this it? Bryan was like, wow, we missed our 9th. Let's drink it on our 20th. And I said, we've been married 22 years. And so then the whole thing stops spinning and you can't feed anything off. And I didn't know what was wrong. I was crying and he was trying to get me walked over to this thing. And oh God. But I absolutely love it. I'm really happy I get to do it.
We've always been on the forefront of helping people. If we find something new that's useful and it'll add value to our customers, we bring it to the bull sale. We bring people in to share this information, and we only bring people in that we're engaged in. If it's working for us and we've tried it and we've seen results and it'll help somebody, we'll share that with our customers. So we're not a paid consultant.
Doing dishes cleans the soul.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
No bullshit.
All right.
Man, what a life. Wow.
Be cold.
All the snow.
Woo-wee.
Guys, that's wow. I mean, coming from the city like we do,
Wow.
that's an amazing life, boy. Boy, oh boy. And the little ones are so cute.
Oh my God. It's a family affair. Literally,
Yeah.
this is a family business in every shape or form.
I
mean,
say thank you every time I go to the supermarket and grab that steak.
You're welcome.
Wow.
You are welcome. Thank you for
Wow.
playing it.
That was
Yes.
wonderful. What a wonderful
Wow.
ad.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. And his younger son, he just told us during the pre-show here, his younger son actually did that for them. He's in LA now in the film business. So he's got now a younger son in the film business, which is great. I love it.
Yeah, that was excellent. Very good. Very nice. Well, introduce, Frank.
Yes. I mean, so we have, and we're pleased to have Bryan Mussard and his son. Which name, Ronnie? I'm going to see.
Joe.
What's Brian's
His name is Joe.
Yeah, 3 choices.
3 choices. Silas, Cyrus, or Cecil?
You missed the first one.
You still messed it up, Frank. I'm just going to go with good old Joe. Hello.
No worries, guys. There he is, his son. So 39 years. 39 years. So how did that all start for you to be a rancher? And obviously it's 39. You're a fairly young man, younger than us, because we couldn't do any of that. Even if we could, we couldn't.
I don't care how much the posse was on my back. I wouldn't go there. No.
So how did it all start for you, Brian?
I just love cows since my earliest memories when I was just a kid is, I don't know, 4 or 5. Our parents' ranch, grew up on a ranch. We grew up in a feedlot, so we were always taking care of cows for other people. We had our own cow herd, and I'm not kidding you, as a kid, the shape of their ears. I was looking at the shape of their head. We had all kinds of colors back then, and red ones and black baldies, which means they're black, and they got white on them and spots on them, and I just loved them. I cataloged my parents' herd when I was little. I had a Polaroid camera, saved up my money one summer, and took Polaroid pictures of all their cows. Had a little file card cabinet there, and I had a picture of the cow. I had all my little notes by her and their numbers, and just that's just been a part of me as long as I can remember.
Wow.
Wow.
So when did women become a part of your life?
Usually, I was a little older. You got to remember, all the cows are women, so I was interested in girls for a long time.
Yeah. You notice how he didn't say bulls. He didn't like the bulls so much.
But the Polaroid suddenly changed pictures.
We sell the bulls. Somebody else can have them.
There you go. Bruce wants to know, do you have any chooches on the farm, too?
Any donkeys?
And donkeys.
We actually had 2 burros we got from the BLM one time because we have such a terrible wolf problem up here.
So you let them go after the donkeys and eat them?
No, the donkeys will run them off. They're
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, donkeys
Wow. You don't fool around with the chooches, man.
Wow, I never knew a jackass had it in him to do that.
Chooches will kick your ass. Wow.
That's news to
I
me.
did not
I
know
never
that.
thought that. No, see, that's news.
See,
Yeah,
we're
it is
teaching
hard.
people on our show. We teach things
This
on
is
our
an
show.
educational show. It is.
It's kind of like PBS, only with a little bit foul language involved.
Yeah.
The more you know.
I really did not know. I would have went with Frank's first thought. Put the donkeys out there for
So they're
the
like
wolves.
the
Sacrificial.
It's like a sacrificial donkey. Put them out there.
So
It's
2 of
pretty
them
fun to
took
watch
care of
them.
everything?
2 of them kept them away.
We never lost one calf when we had the burros in with the cows because they can see them. They'll pick them up half a mile, 3/4 of a mile away, and then they just start braying.
Wow.
And they'll pull all those cows in. They kind of get in their defense mode. They get their calves all gathered up, and then the cows can help them fight them off. The cows are pretty good about that.
Well,
That's
the
so
chooches
cool.
are leaders.
Chooches can be leaders.
Wow.
That's going to be that might be our new saying at the end of our show. We'll go, good night, everybody, and remember, chooches can be leaders.
Yeah.
And they can save your
Be
cows.
led by the chooch.
I'm
Wow,
just
that is-
amazed that they could, they'll rustle the cows together and then,
Right.
like protect them. That's amazing.
It's pretty neat watching. It's just like standing out there with a trumpet, and all the cows they can be within when I've watched them take a 2 square mile area, and they'll
They
start
can hear
honking
them
and
from
braying,
2 miles out.
and they'll all come gathered up, and they'll get ready to fight them, and it's fun. We've watched our cows just line up like an armory in a straight row, and the wolves will be out on the other side facing them, and we've just sat and watched them. The wolf will come diving in, and a couple cows will chase them around, and they'll have a big brawl until the wolf leaves. And those are the winning fights. We don't see the losing fights.
So now I'm going to have to ask you a big favor. if you still do have the burros around, and this does happen, can you please, instead of just watch, video them? Because I would love that video, because we could use that video for sure.
Well, we don't have them. We got them because they had a BLM auction in Montana, so we got them when they came through, and they haven't been back since. This was like 10 years ago, and we've had lots of kills since we haven't had them. So it's a matter of us getting out. And
You
more.
gotta get them.
Well, then you're gonna have to make a trip.
You got to get 4 of them.
Hold on a second. I think our buddy Jeff has got some at his farm that he doesn't know what to do with. Maybe we can transport them to Montana.
And they got all day.
Hey, you know what? We can drive them there. We'll bring them to Montana for you. We'll bring Jeff's
in the summer, not now.
Not
in
now.
the summer.
We can't do it in the winter, guys.
You're gonna come riding in on them?
Yeah,
absolutely.
It'll be like the good, the bad, and the ugly.
With our ponchos and
wow. That's great. You know, he does have 4 chooches.
I never knew that the chooch could do something like that.
No, I never knew that. I mean, that truly is remarkable.
It is.
It's
it really is.
Love it. Love it.
You taught us city folks something new for sure, because none of the 4 of us knew that. That's quite interesting.
We didn't know that either. Before we got them, we just turned them out with the cows because we didn't want to feed them that summer, and we just observed that happening and never lost a calf when they were with them. That 2 years.
Wow, what a great.
Well, I already got the names picked out for your next 4. One's retired Bob, one is the Chooch Master, cousin Frank. The other one's Tampa Kyle, and good old Ron.
Now we got to get them. Now we're going to have to go get some for this next year because we had a bad year this year with wolves, so we need to get more up there.
All right,
well,
perfect.
it's the year of the chooch. So.
It is the year of the chooch. We're going to do a big marketing campaign for you. It'll be a big campaign, the year of the chooch.
I think it's Chinese New Year's. It's the year of the chooch.
Now, when the wolves attack your cows, how much of a financial loss is it when they take one of your cows?
I can imagine.
It's a big one. It's a big one. So take this year, these, like on an average year, a calf, they usually get just the calves.
Right, because
those are anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500.
Wow.
A piece. Our calves, when they kill them, we sell registered bulls, and the bulls sell for $6,500. And so you take your feet out of it. That's
holy cow.
Take that times 10 or 15 calves a year. It adds up.
Whoa, man. Yeah, that's a
You were
loss.
short, what, 18 calves this year?
No.
You lost 18?
12.
12.
Oh my God.
And how much is a chooch?
Yeah, how much is it?
$150.
It's like $10.
$550
like $10 a chooch. $10 chooch.
Wow. I would definitely invest in a dozen of them.
Are you saying we need to get a bigger router?
No, it's just a bigger chooch. That's all.
That's amazing. But yeah, I mean, it's well worth it for what you're losing compared to, the cost factor. That's amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry you have to go through that.
We tried all kinds of different avenues to get rid of them, but they're here. They're here to stay, and it's just part of it. So, but we need to work a little harder on the chooch for sure.
Yeah.
We'll work closely with you on that project.
Okay.
With an AK, we'll take care of that problem.
We have those too.
There you go. Don't let the government know. Excellent. Well, let's get into that. Let's go a little deeper into. You sent us the jerky, and that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And you sent us the pack of different select meats.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Brian, the burgers, because I haven't gone through all of it because I'm waiting. I just got a smoker, and I got to wait for that. So the burgers were literally the best tasting burger I have ever tasted in my life, as far as juicy and flavor. The flavor was outstanding. I mean, incredible, really. So I can't wait to try the other meats. And you do that all. You're selling them now on your website. I saw that you've really upgraded your website and you're doing a lot of selling on the website. So tell us a little bit how that's going and where people can go and how they can get your quality Angus beef.
Well, so we started a website. We got into the beef business, and I've been involved in the Montana Stock Growers and the National Cattlemen Association. And for 30 years, we went to meetings, and all we knew on the ranching side is, you sell your calves, they go to a feedlot, then they go to the packers, and the packers make all the money.
Right.
And so all we had to do is start a box beef business, start our own branded beef business. And we were going to finally start making money instead of having these huge loans every year that we keep kicking the can down the road to pay back.
Right.
Most ranchers are like the government. You got to spend money, and you hope the market comes up good enough 2 out of 10 years that you can pay most of that back. And so we got into that business and found out right away that there's no money in the branded beef business unless you are the retailer. And so we had to start our own website. We had just the steps it took to get a finished animal. We process it now. We have a packing house that does it all for us. And then we have another processor that cuts it up into those steaks and the burger that you've got. Then you've got to have an online. People make their orders. We send the orders into our storage facility where the guys that cut it up for us. And we located that. We put that in Nebraska, so it's centrally located. We can ship it in 2 days anywhere in the United States. And so we had to become the retailer to make any money. And so that's why we started the online business. And then the jerky part of it, which is interesting. Most people take a lean bull, a lean cow, the cheapest animal you can find, and they cut that into jerky. And then they got to put so much seasoning and spice, or they got to grind it all up and then press it out and reform it so it looks like a beef stick. But you look at the ingredients and all the chemicals and all the seasoning and everything that's in there, you don't even taste the meat.
True.
So what we did is we took our cattle grade really high. We have a lot of high choice and prime. So when you see certified Angus beef, that's high choice.
Yep.
And then prime is the best. And so we've been breeding for marbling for 30 years.
Wow.
So we're losing money on the hind end of the cow, the rounds. Those sell for $2.85 a pound. We decided, well, rather than lose money on that, we're not going to go get in the jerky business and go find a bunch of cheap stuff. We'll take our best meat on those rounds off these high choice and prime carcasses, and we'll make jerky out of that.
Right.
And by doing that, we can take the whole muscle, and we make our jerky out of the whole muscle. So we don't refab it. We don't do anything to it. We put very few seasonings on it. There's no preservatives. It's real food. So when you get it, after you open it, you've got to refrigerate it because it will go bad. And that's the greatest thing about real food is it will go bad.
Yeah. It never. But by the way, it never went bad because I don't give it enough time to go in the refrigerator. It's like I get the bag of jerky, and by that evening, the bag is gone. Yeah. So that's how good the jerky is. And I love jerky, and that is the best jerky that people can have for sure.
Lots of compliments for the people I shared that with.
Yes.
Yeah, the jerky was awesome. And then the sausage, too.
The sausage,
the all-beef sausage was.
There we go. That's what we got right
here. Absolutely delicious. Me and Ronnie split the sausage up, but I tell you what, I just sliced it up and I was just snacking on it. I was just
slice it up and put it on a pan with some eggs. Boom, you're done. Who needs who eats a better breakfast than that?
You don't.
That's exactly
100%. That's really what it is.
You really don't.
Absolutely
and then,
fabulous.
So now you've had so many years in the cattle business, and then what happened? That here comes this thought in your mind. You love smoking cigars, and I know your favorite cigar was Padron at the time. So how did you then say, you know what? Why don't I create a cigar? How did that happen?
Lucky, chance, coincidence, or all this subconscious stuff that goes on. When we were kids in high school or whenever if we got time to go fishing or hunting or camping like that, we all went to the store. We bought Swisher Sweet cigars and we went to the hills and got to camp, and that was fun, and fish and that. And so when I got into the cigar business, the reason we had just run into somebody that made cigars, and we got into them through our vodka business, which we talked about last time. And so I had kept, the little book I told you about pre-show where I took the pictures of the cows, or I kept a spreadsheet. We keep track of about 17 traits on all of our cows.
Wow.
Trying to navigate through and really create a measurable difference in our cows so that we can back it up. Why is it better? Real quick to go back what you said, Ronnie, you just nailed our beef. You said the flavor is so unique and so different. And so we discovered a bloodline in 1992 that has an extraordinary, completely different flavor to it. It's just unbelievable. I was at a friend's house and he said, we're going to have steak and eggs this morning. And I was fine. I usually didn't have steak and eggs at that point. And he opened up this steak, and it was really high marbling, and he cooked it. And my eyes popped out of my head, and I was like, what is this? Mm-hmm. And he said, that's out of the juice bowl. That's the one we're all using at that point. And so it had just equated to me that it was just the marbling, because this bowl had amazing marbling. So I just thought, okay, I was in the industry and we were getting paid on how much marbling was in there. You got paid more if you had high choice and prime, and they were developing grids and carcass grids in the beef association. So if you did a better job, you could get paid a little more. So for the next 10 years or so, it would have been about the next 10 years, we were just breeding marbling, but we kind of used that bull as our base because we knew it didn't matter what we used him on. The cattle graded well, and they did really good. And we were selling just locker beef. We have 2 or 3 every year. We'd fatten them up and we'd eat them, and we don't feed them like we do now. And they tasted okay, and we liked them. And we were like every other rancher. We've got the best beef. We eat our own meat and stuff. And then we kept one that was just absolutely amazing. I burnt them. I don't know. Cy probably doesn't remember, but I cooked the first night. I brought that home. Wasn't paying attention. I usually don't. I'm better now about cooking, but I would throw them on the grill, and we were starting fire, doing something in the house, getting lots of stuff going on. I had burnt the first steaks of one side, so we just pulled them off. And even then, they were overcooked. They were burnt on the bottom, and the kids, my wife, Marcia, everybody was like, "What in the world is this?" And so we went back and we looked up the pedigree of the steer that we had, or the heifer. I think it was an open heifer that year, and it had that bull on both sides of the pedigree. And then we had sold half of that beef to a guy that had bought beef from us before. He called us up and said, "Holy moly, I've been getting beef from you for 10 years. This is unbelievable."
Right.
So at that point, we realized that we had something, and this is in 2002. So we're thinking, we have no idea if this will ever pay off.
Right.
But we have to keep that bull somewhere in the pedigree. We have to preserve that flavor because it's so unique. Mm-hmm. And so we did, and we weren't in the meat business. We just made sure that we had that high marbling through, and it all went back to that bull. But we didn't know what we were going to do with it. And we were collecting carcass data. We sold the bulls there that you saw in the video. We sell bulls to, let's say you guys are all ranchers down in Florida, and you got the 300,000 acre ranch. We sell you bulls, and then we would take your calves, get them into a feed yard. We'd collect all the feed data, the efficiency, how healthy they are. And then when they go to the packing house, we get all the carcass data, so that when you come back to our sale, we can actually really prescriptive breed. You need more marbling, or you need more ribeye, or you need more growth.
Wow, what a science.
So when you show up to our sale, instead of I don't like people just coming to our sale without talking to them, because they might not buy the bull that fits them. So you really want to find out what they like for a cow. That's the bottom line. We know we got the feed efficiency and the marbling. They're going to do fantastic that way, and they're going to taste good. And that's always been very important, because when I was involved in stock growers, and, I've just heard a lot of, ranchers always say, "I don't eat that stuff they sell in the grocery store. I eat my own."
Right.
And I've always encouraged ranchers, you better eat that stuff in the grocery store because that's what you expect everybody else to eat. You better be paying attention to it, that you're a positive part of that. And so that's always kind of been there of, if you say you're better and you say you got something good, you better be able to back it up. What's the measurable difference in what you're doing? And so I just wanted to touch base. That's why the meat, it doesn't matter. The people that are ordering our beef online right now, they don't care if they're eating a chuck steak or the burger like you talked about, or short ribs or flank steak. They don't have to have the ribeye or the filet. They don't rifle through all of that. They just reach in the freezer and pull out something because they know it's going to have that very unique flavor to it.
Yes.
And we've just preserved that. And so I think, without that, we'd just be another online beef deal saying we got the best beef and we're in regenerative ag and we're
it'd be like Omaha, Omaha steaks or something like that.
Yeah, we'd be like everybody else. And so we really wanted to take it all the way back to the source. Why is yours so good? And I love being able to say it goes back to one bull.
Wow.
And we've had that. We have
How
that
many
in
generations down are we now? Since it's already 2010. So
30
we're
years.
30 years back. So we're going back 30 years. Wow.
So most of them would be, the oldest ones we would have would be great granddaughters would be the cows in there. We've got some great grandsons that we have for bulls in there, and we don't line breed. So we don't do it, that way. We're not really into line breeding. A lot of guys will
crossbreed.
Yeah. So we'll crossbreed. We'll reach outside in the Angus breed, every year, and we'll pull something from the outside that's different.
Right.
But we make sure the base has got that bloodline in there, and then we'll keep a bull out of that new bloodline, and now he's got the base in there, and then we go on with that, and that's how we keep churning it up. And I've been looking for about 10 years for semen out of this bull, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I've Googled it. I've done all that. Finally found some semen out of that bull, the original bull.
Really?
So,
how could you? What do they?
How do you
freeze
find that? I mean,
Yeah.
really, that's
I mean,
amazing.
is it frozen? It's like cryogenics. It's almost like Walt Disney kind of stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
It's all
Wow.
frozen. So you freeze that semen and you can pull it out in 30 years and use it. It's just fun.
That is amazing. Wow. What a cool way to do business. I mean, this is blowing my mind because it's so scientific in how you've preserved the bloodline. And once you saw what you had, that was special. And it really is. I mean, folks, this is beef that you're going to talk about mouth watering. It's amazing. It really is. It's amazing.
You got to give it a shot. Absolutely.
Yeah,
So we have Dan, if you can bring that up a little bit, Frank. He wants to know up here, and he's up in Illinois, Wisconsin area. Companies like Sunshine Genetics that deal in the
Let's see. Up here in the companies like Sunshine Genetics that deal in vitro fertilization of cattle. Are you a supplier in that business? Interesting.
So no, they in vitro fertilization is if you have a cow. So that's when you're flushing a cow and you're getting embryos out of a cow. So you can take a cow, give her some hormones, and instead of producing one egg every 21 days, you can get her to produce anywhere from 6 to 30 eggs.
Whoa!
So if you have a really super good cow, you can get a lot of embryos, freeze them just like the semen.
Right.
And then you put them into some cows that aren't as desirable, so they're raising a great calf now instead of just an average one. But the in vitro is for those cows that there's a lot of cows that don't respond to drugs, and they don't like them. They just
Their body rejects them.
Their body rejects them. They can be the best cow in the world. They can get bred every year by the bull, and we've pulled them out. This is an amazing cow. We're going to go ahead and flush her and get 100 calves out of her stuff and go on. And we'll get 0 for 0 out of 2 or 3 tries. Send her back with the bull, and in 2 weeks she's bred.
Wow. Oh,
But,
wow.
so, but with this in vitro fertilization, and I still don't quite understand it, because we've got a couple cows that we've sent to our donor center, and they say, well, they're not responding. Do you want to do the in vitro flush on them? I can't even explain the science of that, but it's a little further process, a little deeper process where they can extract the eggs out of them, and we don't. Maybe I could get some more donkeys too out there, but I'm not interested.
I like that idea. Yeah, you definitely need some more donkeys.
I love it.
definitely.
We've got Texas Texas Taurus is watching, and he's like, that website looks delicious. It's true.
Put that website up again there for the rest of everybody to take a look now that you opened that up.
Oh, yeah.
But folks, definitely, well, the four of us can tell you it is absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Give it a shot.
If you can't find something to eat from that website, you're on the wrong show.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. You're obviously not a meat eater. You might be vegan, and there's nothing wrong with that. But guess what? There's something wrong with that from what I'm saying. I mean, come on. If you haven't had beef, I mean, I don't know. Beef to us, it's kind of like ubiquitous with food. Without beef,
that's all I eat.
That's all he
It's
eats.
American, like apple pie, man. I mean, that's where it comes from. So, Bryan, are you born and raised on a cattle farm? I mean, is that your family history? Is that how you?
One set of grandparents was an animal veterinarian, and the other set were farmer feeders. And so they were both lived in Ohio, in Delaware, Ohio. My parents moved out to Montana in '68, bought a feedlot, then they bought a ranch, and so I was born in Ohio, and I was the 20th of August, and I was in Dillon, Montana on the 14th of October. So I claim to be a native.
I would say you are. That's for sure.
Wow.
Oh, unbelievable. What a great story. That's so interesting. Again, you taught us quite a bit. As city folks that we are, I mean, it blows me away.
We are so far removed from the actual food line. The only food line
when we go to a restaurant, we're online waiting
to get in. You know, but that's it. I mean, so we don't really have that connection to food and a lot of folks in urban areas have lost that, right? Because we're so concentrated, densely populated. We just go to our local grocer and pick up whatever. Sure. We don't even know. I mean, my grandfather, he always had his own garden with vegetables, and that's what he had. He lived to be 93 because of that, I believe. Because
no process, no garbage. That's all nothing that processed in there.
Yeah, there was no pesticides that he used. He used all natural ways of putting some kind of plants with others, and he knew that they would keep the bugs away. Yeah. So that's it. I mean,
my grandfather was the same way. He always had his own vegetable garden everywhere he lived, and you know, every morning, you know, if he wasn't eating his cornflakes, you know, my grandma was always cooking, you know, the fresh eggs, the fresh cheese, the butter, and she had a pan that she never cleaned. It just encompassed all those food juices in there, and it gave everything such a good flavor. I mean, you know, you don't get any better with that, you know.
No, absolutely.
Well, so why do we so much on since I've gotten the beef business, you know, we bought the lie as an industry that fat was bad for you. And so the beef industry has been playing defense since 1959. Seed oils, you know what they were used for before 1912? Cottonseed oil and
cottonseed oil. No, what?
They were used to lubricate the engines in the ships, and then Procter & Gamble decided, hey, let's turn this into cooking vegetable oil and feed it to people.
Well, which is bad. Yeah, vegetable oil is very bad for you.
So the heart attack started going through the roof in 1912. 1955, Eisenhower has a heart attack, and the country just was on paranoid going, what is happening? And one guy came up with just a hypothesis. They didn't do any tests or anything, but he was very strong, very adamant, convinced the Senate and convinced the American Heart Association that it was cholesterol in the arteries, and that had to be what was causing all the heart attacks. And they just went with it with zero proof, zero anything. And so we've been apologizing as an industry. We don't even know how to go on the offense. I mean, we could get the ball handed to us in the end zone and fumble it and lose the game. We're so bad at talking about how healthy fat is, especially fat's so important. You talked about I had a friend that said, if you want real food, go around the outside of the grocery store, spend your money. And if you have any left, go inside and buy the processed stuff. But fat is amazing. Our brains operate on it. Our whole body, 95% of our body is cholesterol. And if you don't have it, you're not going to function right. So if you look at all the charts and graphs throw away all the garbage, the false narratives.
Right.
Autoimmune diseases have gone through the roof.
Right.
Heart disease has gone through the roof. Cancer, diabetes is huge.
Yes. Oh,
And
diabetes.
look at the graph of meat consumption, and it's low. It's the lowest we've been, and so it just debunks that whole thing that fat is what's causing all these heart diseases. I've started following a lot of these carnivore people, dietitians, doctors, and stuff that have figured out, you have to have that and get rid of the carbs, get rid of the sugars, get rid of your insulin, and start living a healthy life.
They'll get rid of all the chemicals that they're putting in our foods. That's the problem.
I had a buddy of mine recently. He went on what they call the carnivore diet, and so all he was eating is animal products, and it was basically a way to kickstart your metabolism in your body back to processing good cholesterols again.
Right.
And it was basically you had to eat twice as much fat as you did actual meat, but that fat ended up kickstarting your body into fat burning mode.
Yeah, to burn mode. Yeah.
He ended up losing like almost 15 pounds within a few weeks just eating, just animal products. He cut out all grains, all carbs, all, pastas, everything. It was just anything from an animal. So if it was an egg, cheese,
chicken,
beef,
whatever,
steaks, that's all he ate all the time.
And the fat's the most important. I mean, they're now finally coming up. Here's one thing that's been really important too is you guys have probably heard it, and we've heard it since we got in the meat business, that all the meat they sell in the grocery stores is all chuck full of hormones and antibiotics, and they're full of glyphosate. And I heard Joe Rogan, he was on with some grass-fed people saying, they put all these cattle in a pen, they force feed them with a plunger. They basically force feed them this food that they hate, make them all sick, pump them all full of antibiotics, and then sell them to us to eat.
Ouch.
And that's the biggest farce in the world. And so to prove that, we test all of our meat. So when we go through the packing house, because I wanted to know for myself, because if I was a part of that as a rancher, going, okay, wow, is the average meat that goes in a grocery store, is it full of antibiotics? Is it full of hormones? Is it full of glyphosate? That's the new buzz right now. It's non-detectable in our stuff. We don't even make those claims. It's very expensive to make those claims. If you buy natural beef that they sell at Whole Foods, the burger is going to be $20 a pound there, and it's no different than conventional meat. Zero. They can test down. There's only a couple labs in the United States, but they can test down to 10 parts per million.
Wow.
That's 0.00001.
Right.
It's non-detectable, so it's very healthy, and we feed ours grain. A cow is out in the grass. Grass is the number one form. Cellulose is number one living form on Earth.
Right.
And the only thing that can convert that into food is a ruminant. And so cows are out there for 3/4 of their life, and then we just finish them. We don't finish them on straight corn. We don't pull them off the grass, throw them in a pen, lock them up, stab them with a bunch of needles, and fill them full of stuff and force feed them corn. They love that. And they're still getting all the byproducts that we can't eat that we would throw away. So like we feed them corn, but they get the whole rest of that plant. They get the stalk and the leaves.
They get it all.
They'll eat the cob. Anybody drinking soy milk or almond milk, the hulls on that, the hulls on the beer. The cows eat all that, convert it, turn it into protein, and it's fantastic. And then ours, they get corn too. And so that's how we get the fat in there. You get the flavor, plus you got to have the fat. They're starting to come out now. All these guys that are on the carnivore diet, you can look them up all over.
Yep.
They don't eat grass-fed meat because there's not enough fat in there.
Right. It's too lean.
Yeah, it's too lean. And so then you got to go find some other form of fat. Well, we just feed them a little bit of corn at the end, get the fat in there. And with our fat, like I said, it's 30 years out of one bull, that flavor that's so unique.
Unbelievable.
So it's not just a high marbled. You can eat a Wagyu, and we've eaten high marbling Angus that are just
as good.
Standard, but that flavor isn't there. It's a unique thing.
Right.
Amazing. Well,
that didn't answer your question, though. You asked me how I got into the cigars and why I like cigars.
So let's go to our sponsors. We come back. Let's get into the cigar part, because I know a lot of people are interested in that. But that was really what a lesson.
It's an education right there.
Absolutely.
Sure is.
Absolutely.
By the way, I want mine medium rare.
Yeah. If you want yours medium rare, you can't go over to Bryan's, because he's just
he's going to kill it, right?
He's going to burn the bottom.
Hey, I'm getting better.
Yeah. It only took them 30 years to get better.
That's great.
Another day in paradise, smoking cigars.
Howard G Cigars is a dynamic new cigar brand grown from a love for cigar culture and a respect for the artisanship behind the craft. We are a minority-owned family business based in Orlando, Florida. Our current collection delivers 3 exclusive lines: the Black Moses, Magic Stick, All Pro Series featuring Leon Searcy's signature cigar and Ike Taylor's one-of-a-kind, and the newly released Perfect Round featuring 18 cigars, a front 9 and a back 9. Visit our website at www.howardgcigars.com. You can find a full list of our retail partners there too. Thank you for making us part of your humidor. DAV Cigars out of New York. Decades of experience combined with true love and deep understanding of cigars result in the highest of standard of each DAV hand-rolled cigar.
This is Phil Morgan, General Manager of Missouri Meerschaum Corncob Pipes in Washington, Missouri. Our mission since 1869 has been to produce great smoking pipes that anyone can afford. We guarantee our pipes won't be your most expensive, but they just might be the ones you smoke the most. At Missouri Meerschaum Company, we don't just sell our corncob pipes, we grow them, make them, and smoke them. Missouri Meerschaum, Washington, Missouri, since 1869.
Loyalty, passion, courage. These are the founding principles of K by Karen Berger Cigars. The Maduro, the Habano, and the newly rated 93 by Cigar Journal Connecticut. Do yourself a favor and check out this wonderful line of cigars that come from a completely linear company from seed to your hands. Blue Smoke Atlanta is the vision of Robin Blue, founder and CEO, and represents an award-winning luxury smoking accessory line based in Atlanta and sold worldwide. Since 2019, Blue Smoke Atlanta's goal was to redefine traditional smoking accessories into a timeless collection of exquisitely handcrafted luxury products to include cigar pokers, cannabis clips, jewelry, and other awesome things. For an elevated smoking experience, visit us at www.bluesmokeatl.com.
At Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco, we specialize solely in the finest hand-rolled, craft, and boutique cigars on the market. Mountain Smoke Premium Tobacco is sure to have something that will excite you. Shop our online humidor at www.mountainsmokewv.com.
A family of 4 generations in tobacco. It started in Odense, Denmark, 141 years ago, 1882, with a factory and a retail store by Eric Peter Stokoby. 4th Generation is a premium quality brand consisting of a selection of tin and loose tobaccos made in Denmark, pipes made of the finest quality briar, and superior accessories from leather goods, lighters, and pipe tools. The selection of 4th Generation products are available in premium pipe and cigar stores in the US and many European countries. Check out 4thGenPipeTobacco.com.
And we're back. All right. Excellent. Well, we certainly got a lesson in that last segment. Amazing lesson. That was great information for sure. Well, I guess let's get back into the cigar again. I know we had you on the show a couple of times, but there are a lot of newbies on here who haven't heard the history of your cigar. So let's go there.
So I'm a perfectionist. I'm trying to be a recovering one. trying to change that a little bit.
Let's ask your son that. Is he? Is he a professional?
Picky. Very picky.
Picky. Okay, there you go. Picky dad. All right.
Well, all the information I just shared about the cows.
Yep.
Before I knew anything about cigars, I just built a spreadsheet, just like I had on all my cows, and we were getting sample bags and we were trying them, and I made up my own traits, if you know, for lack of better, I just called them cigar traits, and started writing down the wrapper and a little, you know, just a little bit of information that I liked. And I had one called SLN, stays lit with neglect, because I would smoke cigars when we were working cows, and if I neglected it and it was still lit, still going when I got back, it got a little higher score. And so I got hooked up with Phil Zangy.
Yep.
And it's such a funny story. He tells it much better than I do. But anyway, very busy guy, very successful guy. And his partner, Danny Sinclair, had got a hold of him and said, you know, I'd asked him, I said, look, we give cigars away at our bull sale every year. Is there any way to get a cigar made? And he said, we really don't do that, but, you know, I'll make a phone call and find out. And I was standing probably 6 or 8 feet from him when he made that first phone call to Phil. And he's talking to him on the phone, and I hear kind of a raised voice on the other end. And he hangs up the phone, and I said, well, what do you think? And he said, yeah, we can do it. I'll get you set up with Phil. You have to go down to the show, and you got to meet him and tell him what you like. You guys, you know, get that figured out. And I said, well, how many do I have to make? And he said, 2,500 is a run. I was like, wow. I don't know enough people to smoke 2,500 cigars or throw them away. It's great to get rid of them. I'm going to have 50-year age cigars. And I said, okay, I'll do it. And so I got a hold of Phil, went down and met him at the show at the PCA. This would have been in 2014. And he had sent me 6 samples, and I got them, smoked them, and
you didn't like him.
There you go.
So he called me and wanted to know what I thought about it. And I said, well, they're pretty plain. You know, I'd like something a little bit more. He said, all right, tell me more about them. So I explained a little bit more to him, and he said, you know, we both kind of came together on a real kind of a raisiny, nutty flavor. And I was really big on, you know, when I smell the foot before that pre-lit aroma, I want to smell that when I'm smoking my cigar. And a lot of them at that point, when I was doing it, you know, after you lit them, you know, a lot of them, they changed quite a bit. Sure. And, you know, they turned into a cigarette, or they were just plain, and I didn't like them. And so he sent me 6 more. I didn't like them either. And he
picky,
said, all right,
the word's picky.
So I sent him my list, and he's like, give me more. I've sent you 12 cigars. You don't like any of them. You got to help me somewhere. And so I hit the sort button on my spreadsheet, and my top 5 cigars all had a Nicaraguan Habano wrapper on it. I said, let's start with that. Perfect. He said, okay. He goes, I messed around with you now for 1.5 years. You come down here. You get your butt down here, and I'll take you to the farm. I'll take you to the fermenting houses, the rolls. I'll explain the whole process. We have tobacco from all over the world down here. And so I went down. My wife and I went down. I took I got some cranberry tea, or got some cranberry juice and iced tea, because I always mix that when I'm smoking my cigars up here. I had that. I had some trail mix, and we sat down. We spent the entire morning going around the fermenting houses and out to the farm. And fermenting houses, you know, they've got gals down there that are walking around every 10 minutes. They have a little shot of espresso, and we didn't have breakfast. And so I'm doing those all morning, walking along, and Phil's were going all around. And by noon, I was like, I got to go have lunch. I don't even know what's going on.
Your heart is pounding out of your chest.
Yeah. So we went back, we had lunch, and we sat down at the end of the long table, and just inside of their rolling room. It was kind of their boardroom, and he's at the other end of the table, and he's just smiling. He's just sitting in his chair. He's got his hands on the table, and he's pretty excited. And he says, okay, this is it. This is it. If you don't find something on this table, I'm done. We don't do this. We have our own stuff going on. I'm very busy. this is it. And so I said, fair enough. You know, I mean, what else could I ask? So I lit up the Trail Boss at that time. That was the first sample. I smelled it. I lit it. I took a puff and I said, I'm done. I said, I've been looking for that for 20 years.
Wow.
And he said, no, you're not done. We're here until all 6 of those are gone. We're here for the afternoon. So we smoked through all 6 of them and took notes on everything. And I was just back to that one. That one was
right.
That was it. We get done and he said, well, what'd you think? I said, that's it. That's the one. I'm done. Let's go. And he said, well, what'd you think of the other ones? I said, well, 2 is okay, 3 is a maybe. And he said, well, what about the last 3? And I said, well, those taste like 3 of them that you had already sent me. And he said, those were 3 that I had already sent you.
So at least you proved to him that you have a right palate. You knew what you were talking about. He was checking you out, man.
Yeah,
Look at that.
He was auditing me, the hick from the sticks, to see, okay, let's
wow.
this clown and see if he's serious. And so at that point, we really connected right there. And he said, okay, that's your cigar in this. When it comes through this factory, that's yours. That's your blend. We've come up with it. It'll always be that. And so he said, now you owe me. He said, after 2 years of this with you, this cigar is so good. You're going to make 20,000 of them.
Wow.
I thought it was only 2,500. Well, he got you big time.
Big time. Well, that was the fee. that was the fee. So he said, you know, that this could be something. This could be something. If you get behind it, this is not an easy industry. This is a tough deal. I'll help you all I can. I'm busy, but I'll help you. I think you can do something with this. So I said, okay. And, you know, my wife is pale white beside me when we were down there. 20,000, you know, what are we going to do? And I didn't know what we were going to do. I just said, okay, I'll do it.
Right.
And we came home and we went to the band guy down there. We went to the box guys down there and I saw a box that had, you know, the inside of it kind of it had some signatures on it. And I've always liked the Declaration of Independence. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to find some investors, find somebody. So I had enough cigar friends that like smoking cigars.
Right.
That I said, okay, if you put in some money into this thing, you can sign the inside label.
That's cool. Very cool.
Box. And so 8 of them did it, and we jumped in and we took off. And so that's how we got in the business. And I went down to the show. Silas and Zach both came to me with the first show, and we were all lost down there. In fact, people thought that we were just the costume models for the Cattle Baron cigars.
Now, what year was that? That's where we met you.
4 years ago.
Yeah, it was 4 years ago, and it was right before. Was it right before COVID?
Yes.
Yes.
Right with COVID.
Right before COVID. Yes.
Yep. And you had an old timer with you. What was it? There was an old timer with you.
John Thompson from Texas.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I
and
mean,
you had a beautiful layout with the whole cowboy theme. You had the saddles, you had the boots there. What a great setup that was.
It was truly very well talked about from people who were at the PCA show, their booth, and just the authenticity.
The booth is what drew us to that.
Yeah, exactly. Because you felt like you were in a corral.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was truly amazing. And once we talked to you, we're like, oh, this is amazing. And we smoked your cigar and we're like, this isn't a gimmick here. This is the real deal. This cigar is super flavorful, and you hit the nail on the head. And so then you went, 25,000, your original order. Now, how many different size Vitolas at that time?
At that time, our first year, we had 4. So we had the Cowboy, the Stockyard, the Bull, and the Trail Boss. And we wanted to come out with a little doggy.
Right.
And we didn't get that till the 3rd year because the blend, we just couldn't quite get the blend wasn't good enough. I didn't like it. So it took 3 years to get the little doggy right, but now we added that. So they're it's all one blend, the same blend. Right. They smoke like a family. And then we had just a lot of, Phil kept saying, you got to get a Maduro, because there's guys that, just like the wine, they call them cab snobs. You know, I don't consider that in the cigar world because I haven't met, any of them. And So there's certain guys that just smoke Maduros no matter what. So I kept asking him. I said, "Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready." And there was a shortage. Everybody was making a run on the Maduros, and he said, "You need to come down here because Uncle Leo keeps wanting me to try this one, and maybe that'll work on your cigar." So,
okay,
we went down there. The 26th of November. It was a year before that, 2 years before that show, and we just unwrapped, took the Habano wrapper off, and he put the San Andreas Mexican Maduro on there, and man, I just absolutely loved it. We took it to the show next year, and we got several videos of people saying this is the best Maduro at the show, and we were excited about it. So we put that on the Bull, the Stockyard, and the Trail Boss. So it's the same binder, same blend on the inside. It's just a different wrapper. So they smoke. You guys have had them. They're very similar.
Oh yeah, very similar, but excellent. I mean, fantastic smokes. That's why anybody who's actually right. Our buddy Chris is here, and he's smoking your. I think that's the Bull. Yeah, he's smoking. Yeah, he's smoking the Bull, the short Bull.
The short fat one.
And and he's loving it. He's loving every minute. He's loving every minute of it, right, Chris? What do you think?
I would smoke
Put your mic down. I'll get your voice at least. It's up there.
You got to put.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I would smoke this like every time I'm on a grill.
Yeah, they'd say
cooking steaks. Absolutely. It's great. You know why? Because I like a stronger cigar. This is like a medium plus and a half or plus. And the wrapper is excellent. The smell is excellent. It's not spicy.
Right.
And I like a little bit of spice sometimes, but this is perfect. It's actually an excellent cigar. I would smoke this in a heartbeat.
The draw on it is so easy.
Draw's perfect.
So
Everything.
easy.
The ash was great. Yep. I had a great ash on this. I had about 1.5 inch ash. I just flicked it.
Yep.
So it's really nice.
That's all
Well
those
done.
guys.
Well
That's
done.
not me. They do the factory does a great job. Phil does, his whole crew down there does a fantastic job. John Michelle runs the shop down there. So we've been really lucky because I've heard a lot of horror stories of people like me that wanting to get in the cigar business, and it's just a train wreck. And we were really got lucky running into Phil because
you knocked this one out of the park.
Yeah, I mean it's great. Again, you've hooked up with Phil, who's a great person as well as a great cigar maker. So, but taking the time like you did, it took you basically almost 2 years to get that blend to where you wanted it. And I think that's a tribute
that's what's
to
doing
you.
it right.
And that's the
not
difference.
rushing something.
A lot of people who want to get into the business wind up settling because they're not really sure as to what they like. You see, they try to blend to other people's palates as opposed to their own because you already knew that, hey, I like a high quality cigar, and you wanted to put out a high quality product. So kudos.
Here's a funny thing with that part. You know, I told you when Danny was talking to Phil and I heard the raised voice on the deal. So Phil assumed that I just wanted a cigar with my name on it. So what he told me later on, he was like, "We don't have time to make a cigar for some rich asshole that wants his name on a cigar." So 2 years later, he found out that I had to go raise money and borrow money to get it made. But after he made those, and I committed to, okay, we'll do the 20,000. I said, now you have to come to Montana and find out who we are and who you went through this painful 2 years with. So we bring them up to Montana in September. We're out gathering heifers in the middle of nowhere. Actually, on our band, if you see the mountains,
right,
that horse that's on our band is the one that Phil was on. So he got that horse in there.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
That's awesome.
The mountains in the background there. Yeah, great. That's the Montana-Idaho border where we were gathering the cows. We just put longhorns in there. We raise Angus. But his guy, Amoris in the shop,
beautiful
came up with that band. It's a fantastic job.
It's a beautiful band.
But we took him up there. I was driving the semi up because it was 60 miles up where the cows are. And I turned him, Silas and our daughter Talitha, took him out, and they threw him on that horse and said, ride this way for about 3 miles. Just go. You don't come over a hill. If you see any cows, make sure you keep them in front of you. And Phil had rode some horses down in Honduras and stuff, so he was excited. But then to hear him explain, he was like, "These guys put me on a horse in the middle of nowhere, and then everybody disappeared. There's nobody around. There's just mountains all around me." And so,
You got lost out there.
Yeah, really.
But the horse knew how to come back.
Yeah.
That's all.
He followed directions, and he went over the hill, and and came down. He saw the corrals, and all the cows were moving in towards the corrals, and then the other riders show up. But it's when you go out and ride like that, you're out in the big open, and you're in fields that are anywhere from 400 to 2,000-3,000 acres, and you don't see each other for a while. And so he got to come up and experience that, spend a week with our family, and see what we did, and just find out who we were. And so then we just, the connection was there, and he helped fantastic. He got us into a few stores. He got us into Two Guys Smoke Shop and some other stores on the East Coast, and it was fantastic. And so that was our start, but he was just always right there. I'll help you, but if you're going to be successful, you're on your own. You're going to have to work at this. And,
You got to get the boots on the ground on that one.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's your department.
Yeah.
Well, we have been pushing you, no question about it. We're doing what we can for you, big man.
Hey, Brian, I have a question for you.
Great show.
So I see from your wrap or not the wrapper, but the packaging that the cigars came in.
Yeah.
That the cigar has a lot of Dominican leaves in it. So I think the bulk of it is Dominican. Is that true?
It's Dominican Habano filler.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then a Dominican binder, and then Habano wrapper on it.
Yeah, they're excellent smokes.
Yeah.
This could be a new
I
go-to.
love the artwork.
You did a fantastic job, as picky as you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And it's authentic. It's not gimmicky because it's authentic.
And then he was talking about those 8 signatures.
They're
There's
even
all
on
your 8 signatures
there they are.
on the back there.
Yeah, that's the crew.
Are those 8 guys still with you?
Yes.
Wow.
Congrats.
Fantastic. Now,
Congrats.
so when you started, you had 20 or 25,000 cigars that you made. To date, how many cigars have you actually sold?
We've sold about 125,000, and we've got another 25,000 in the AG room now.
Wow, that's fantastic.
We're just, it's slow. Most guys sell that in a year, and then they're up to 200,000. But we're a little bit slower. It's a lower key budget, but we're just trying to build it through authenticity. We have a very loyal following. We don't have a big marketing campaign, but boy, once somebody's had this cigar, they do. It's the same reaction.
Absolutely,
Exactly. And let me get your website up here so that people can also see it. Now, on the Cattle Baron Cigar website, do you have retail there that they can purchase the cigars through the website?
Yeah, we just started. We had to it's being new to this and stuff. We built the website, and then we tried to sell cigars, and like Square and several other the processing companies wouldn't process them, and then we kind of battled that. And now we've got a new one that the PCA recommended, and that's actually live today for the first time. I talked to my tech guy. He said, "Well, I just kind of have it up as a trial run today. I'm sure nobody will hit it, but it'll be ready tomorrow."
Oh, awesome. That's fantastic. So we'll definitely put that out there to folks to make sure they get out there. Go shop the website. And the nice thing, I'm sure, is that your retailers, whoever does sell it in the brick and mortar, you're going to sell it at the same price so that you're not undercutting anybody.
We sell it a little bit higher than what they do, because Phil really made that point. He said, don't get online, don't undercut, don't expect these brick and mortar guys to sell your cigars if you're going to go sell them online for less. And so we don't sell our meat for less. We don't sell our cigars for less.
That's smart.
We just depend on our brick and mortar. Jim Robinson, Island Jim, he's become a friend. He comes out and stays with us, stays on the ranch, camps out here every year for 3 or 4 days. And he said the same thing too. You just really, we depend on them, even like with our vodka, people have said, open your own deal and get your own distillery and, fight to a lot of the distilleries in Montana. They want to be able to sell it. And I've never gotten on board with that. So it's like, why what am I going to do? I'm selling it at my own store, and I expect people to go down to all the bars in town and buy it. And so we don't even do that either. You got to buy it. And we're just getting that online too. That'll be up in about a month. That's been a challenge with the vodka to sell it nationwide. Small, very small distillery to find a place that somebody can buy it direct, because the big distributors in that alcohol business, they're a beast.
They strong arm. They do a lot of strong arming.
Yes, they are.
If
beef industry.
If I remember correctly, your vodka bottle is very
Beautiful.
unique. And it's a beautiful
shape,
bottle.
Shape is incredible.
Yeah. Look
There
at
it
that.
is.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful, shapely.
Yep.
And
And
I'm
it
sure your
holds
wife-
well in your hand
wife,
and everything.
Your wife had a lot to do with the shape of that, not you.
Yeah, she did. She had a lot of. In fact, that's a funny story too. He was in Africa on the Special Forces. He got deployed in 2012, and so he called me up. They got a 3 or 4 day break at the end.
It was a 5-day break in the middle.
They got a 5-day break, and they were going to go on a gorilla trek. And my wife, who loves gorillas and animals and elephants more than all of us, I'm a close second. I'm a mile behind. But I'm number 2 behind the animals. He said, if you can get Mom all of her shots and get her over here, maybe we can get her on this trek. And it's a once of a lifetime check to go down, or trip to go to the Uganda and watch the gorillas. So we sent her over there, and they had the time of their life. And while she was gone, I went back to, in our closet, she has these 2 wood boxes of every letter we've ever written to each other.
Wow.
And so I went back and read them all, stayed up one night till 3 o'clock in the morning with one box. The next night till 3:30 in the morning, 3:24. That's how picky I am. That's when I went to bed.
Precise.
And read all of those letters. And I was having a cigar and a cup of coffee the next morning, and gorgeous vodka came to me as clear as you guys are sitting there. And the rest is history. We just dove in.
Awesome.
That's
went
great.
So where does Silas fall into the business now? Silas, what part do you handle, run, or what's your role in all of this?
Well, so me and my wife, we run commercial cows. That's completely separate, but we buy all of our herd bulls through Bryan. And actually, we sold our first semi-load of steer calves to Bryan last November, and they just went through the processing plant. What was that?
Friday.
A week ago, yeah.
Did you give him a special rate, or did you charge him full boat? I mean,
I say full boat.
Wow, like father, like son. Look at that.
Yeah, so that beef will be hitting all his stores middle of November.
Yeah, it'll start going out all over the country. It actually started shipping this week.
Yeah,
it goes also. His 42 head that he had in that one shipment will get dispersed in 7 or 8 states.
Now,
Wow,
so
that's
42
awesome.
heads of cattle. What does that process come out to pound wise?
How many ribeyes?
If you take a 1,400 pound steer, you're going to end up with around between 465 and 500 pounds of beef that you can eat.
Wow.
Because you've got a 1,400 pound animal, and then when you dress it out, you just have the carcass.
Right.
63% of that left, and then of that, 16% of that is bone.
Right.
And then there's another 22% of that is fat. And so then you get it down, and you use some of that fat to make your burger with. And we love that fat. I mean, that's pretty important to make sure that that's in our burgers and stuff.
Right.
And so,
do you sell any of that off to like cosmetic industry, or I know that they use every part of the animal pretty much.
we're not there yet. So that's part of making this happen. It's the first time. So when we were just selling to a feeder and selling through the packing house, they keep
did all
of that.
They did all of that.
But with where we're at now, we're far enough in it. So we get the tongues, tails, hearts, livers, and we can do, which that's a small market, but it's between 50 and $80 a head that we weren't getting before.
Right.
Nice.
Calves liver. I growing up as a kid, my mother would give me calves liver like, geez, at least once a week.
Yeah, tongue. I love tongue on
Yeah,
sandwiches.
exactly.
It's great.
What was it?
I
I was
got a
in
question
a
for you.
I was in a Mexican restaurant and they sold was it brains tacos, like the cow brains tacos.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you lost me on that, Kyle.
Brian, a quick question
like
for
tripe.
you. Have you ever ventured out from cattle and done anything like bison or anything like that?
No, we haven't. We've been in the cow business our whole life and haven't really. I mean, we're not into grass fed. We're not into organic. We're not into. We're just ours is kind of just pure flavor. It's
right.
We want it to be the best tasting meat you can buy on the planet.
Right. That's a
Well,
that's
you definitely succeeded in that. That's
yeah,
awesome.
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Wow.
Amazing. Just amazing. I somebody says Alexander Butler wanted to say hello to you and
Hi, Alex. That's one of my buddies in the military. So I just
okay, there you go.
He's like, I'm logging on.
And Texas Taurus said if you need any cigar reps in Texas, he's available. So
we do need a cigar rep in Texas.
All right.
There we go. Perfect.
Yeah, excellent. All right. So Frank, why don't we set up the final sponsors right now?
Yeah, well, talk about when we go there. Obviously, our last segment of the evening is what people love. It's called Stump the Chooch, and everybody knows what a chooch is. And if they don't, they should pay close attention because
they're the wolf.
Today
they kick
we
the wolf's
are now
ass.
calling this animal the leader of the pack, Wolf Killer.
There you go.
And that name was Joey.
That's
That's our Joey.
So everybody, right after this, we'll be playing a wonderful game of trivia, and we'll be giving away a wonderful sampler pack of cigars. And Brian, anything else that you want to throw in to someone?
Yeah, throw in. We can either send a sample box of the jerky that'll have the 3 salamis in it, the 4 jerkies in it, and the 4 beef sticks in it.
Oh, that's
my God.
Oh.
I'm coming off the
All right.
show. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, a new rule: people on the show can now win.
Except Bob. Bob can't win. Bob can't win.
We will be right
all
back.
gonna win.
That's right.
Cigar in the Bottle is 2 palate-pleasing gifts in 1. A specially blended Grand Palmier XS VSOP cognac is elegantly contained in patented numbered bottles. Winner of back-to-back-to-back-to-back medals at the LA Spirits Awards, Cigar in the Bottle inventor Forbidden Johnny teams up with Vartan and Hendrik Kellner for this custom-blended Vartan Reserva cigar, well-preserved in a hand-blown glass chamber featuring Bovita 2-way humidification.
At Norwood Royal Cigars, we have the biggest walk-in humidor in the Midwest. Our 1,500 square foot humidor is home to almost 4,000 different cigars that will meet the need of any cigar enthusiast. We have boutique blends to the more traditional selections and everything in between. From the novice beginner to the aficionado, the knowledgeable staff at NRC will find the perfect cigar for you. Located on the northwest side of Chicago, we want to be your shop for all your cigar wants and needs. As always, at Norwood Royal Cigars, light it, smoke it, love it.
Experience the magic of Rockefeller Cigars today. With 11 years steeped in tradition, passion, and mystery of belief, Rockefeller has a cigar just for you. Be like the greatest magicians and make Rockefeller Cigars appear in your lineup with any of our 4 lines. The Nicaraguan, the Dominican Blue, the Vintage Gold, and our new LE, the Art of Magic.
Over the Rhine Premium Cigars is located in the heart of Cincinnati, 50 yards south of historic Findlay Market. We offer both known brands and the finest boutique cigars available. Feel free to bring your favorite beverage and relax in Dude Daycare, where dudes of all genders are welcome. We look forward to serving you at Over the Rhine Premium Cigars. and we are a proud member of the Boutique Cigar Association.
All begins at the very first climate-controlled Rodriguez Olivan cigar factory located in the Dominican Republic. Our two major brands include Don Olivan, which are boutique cigars suited for that individual who takes great pride in something unique. BAMF is our armed forces cigars designed for that badass mother effer. Not only are you smoking a great premium cigar, a percentage of the proceeds is donated to our heroic men and women in uniform.
And we are back, folks. We are back. Actually, I'm feeling very good about tonight's questions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Glad you do.
Exactly.
That's nice that you announced that.
I had to announce it because great giveaway stuff, and you guys are going to learn a little bit about Montana tonight.
Okay.
Oh, the questions are going to be Montana-centric. So
Okay.
you gotta pay close attention, guys. I expect some answers. Bob, bathroom break. He couldn't hold it any longer. I thought he was going to pee on me here. I'm sorry. I was a little concerned. Oh, and by the way, I'm still smoking this cigar. Look at what's left on this. I mean, it's about the size of my finger left.
It's not burning.
No, it's not burning hot.
Nope.
Nothing. Nope. Does not burn hot. That's quality construction.
That it is.
So, question number one, folks, as Bob decides to come in. I'll wait for Bob because I don't want him to feel left out.
Oh, leave him out. Don't worry about it. He ain't going to get an answer right anyway,
He's not
so
gonna
forget
get an
about
answer
it.
right anyway. That's true. That's true. All right, here you go. All right, Bob. So tonight, the questions are Montana-centric. So I'm going to quiz you on your knowledge of Montana.
Ask him where Montana is.
First of all, I don't even think he knows where it is on the map. But... Well,
53rd and 3rd.
So, what famous Montanan was born in Butte in 1938 and rose to national fame after changing his birth name, Robert Craig, after a career of increasingly impressive stunts?
Peter Fonda. I don't know. I have no idea.
He later publicly converted to Christianity, and he was baptized at a televised congregation.
Wow.
Huh?
Ask the natives. Ask the natives.
So easy. This is so easy.
Easy.
Look,
I know.
Oh, Silas, what's the answer?
Do I get to say?
No,
Yeah, you can. Right now, this is for you.
This is for everyone.
I assume it's Evil Knievel.
There you go. Evil
All
Knievel.
right. Look at that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chris Cutler. Oh, actually, Bruce and Chris both answered.
Yeah.
Wow.
Evil
And Chris
Knievel.
Yoel. Oh, nice. Nice.
Yep.
That's
We
where
have
the
some
girls are
intelligent
tonight.
people.
Is in Butte. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, so they're in Butte now.
We're in Butte at the ballet.
Oh, so look at that. See, look at me being very, with my questions right on target. That's me always, though.
Wow.
So this is interesting. I never knew this. This is so cool. Montana had the first course for what type of four-letter activity in the United States? He goes, golf. No, that's called a chooch answer. That's a chooch answer. That's not.
Say that question again. What is that?
Montana had the first course for what type of four-letter activity in the United States? It was built at Lolo Hot Springs on Lolo Pass in 1965. This high-speed winter sporting event is a dangerous winter Olympic sport.
Bobsled.
Oh, no, not the bobsled.
Downhill.
4 letters. 4. All chooches here. You see? Why don't we just send everybody here to Montana and help protect your cows? It's the luge. The luge.
Oh, okay.
Did you guys know that?
No.
All right.
I'm even teaching the natives something.
Wow.
One more, but Chris Cutler had the luge. He did write it in. Nice.
All right.
Google.
Okay. What 4-word, 16-letter phrase has often been used by Montanans to describe their home state.
Four-letter words.
The phrase was also the title of a 1990 anthology of Montana stories edited by William Kittredge. Look at him. Brian, you can use your toes if he was counting on it. He's trying to figure it out.
My phrase only has 3 words.
Okay, I'm going to teach you guys something new here. The last best place.
The last best place.
Oh, I missed that.
You missed
That's what I was counting. I was thinking that's got to be that. The last. I missed
Sky
something.
Country. I as close as I got.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So this has got to be for, I'm thinking.
I have a feeling Chris Cutler's going to win
This is the
tonight.
prize.
This is
This is
really
for
good.
the prize.
This
All
for the
right.
prize.
All
All right. Let's go.
This is a question about New Jersey, right?
Yeah, I'm going to really switch things up.
What did Chris know? He grew up in Washington State and visited Montana often. All right, Chris. Well, maybe you can win the prize. You got everything else right. Let's go for it, Frank.
Yeah, why not? I got some great questions here. I'm trying to figure out which is the best one that I want to give for the question.
The hardest one.
The hardest one, you think?
Yeah.
All right, I'm
You
going to
gotta
go with
earn
this. You got to earn it. You do have to earn it. All right, this is for the prize. Whew. Here we go. The first woman to hold federally elected office in the U.S. was Jeanette Rankin, a representative from Montana. Rankin was famously the only member of the U.S. House to vote against a declaration of war against what Asian nation in a 1940s vote?
Japan. Chris Cutler.
What? Oh,
Right.
that was fast. Wow, Chris, you give me a chance.
Chris Cutler.
Like
Yeah,
it was.
he had it written down already. I read it. I didn't say it. He did. I tell you, this guy is on, man.
He's on.
Congratulations, Chris. That was awesome.
Well,
You
Chris,
beat Bruce.
Look at
that.
Chris. It's not fair. Should we give this to him?
I'm a Japanese American too. No, he won it. He won it. He won it.
Hey,
Congratulations.
Doesn't matter
Chris.
how you win, you win. You know.
That's
Yeah.
right. If I would have known that, Chris, I would have said a different question.
But you didn't know it, so you gave him the questions. Congrats. That's awesome.
Wow.
Chris, send us your
All right.
information. I
There you
knew
go.
as soon as you said Jeanette. Okay, you got it. That's beautiful. Congratulations. Send PM me the address. We'll get that over to Brian, and they can send it right over to you.
And I'll send the
I can't Google that fast either. You asked Siri then. There had to be something.
Who's got 5G?
So anyway, an hour later, Alexander Butler says Japan.
He wins a chooch.
You can name one of the chooches Alexander when you get them. There you go. Well, congratulations, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on board.
Thank you.
What you've done for the industry is amazing.
Thank you
And
for making awesome cigars and
Yes.
one fantastic product and your beef products. Oh my
Yes.
God. Thank you.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you guys. We appreciate that. It's a love. It's a labor of love for sure. We don't work ever. We just go
That's
out
it.
and do what we want to do.
Well, tomorrow you're working at 5 degrees on a
Yeah,
Wall Street rain and snow. You're working.
Good luck.
So stay warm somehow. Drink a lot of vodka and smoke a lot of cigars, and you'll have a wonderful time. I just know it.
It was a pleasure meeting your
Thank
son
you.
tonight. He got a
Silas,
chance to
thank
meet.
you for your service, and thank you
Yes.
for coming on board. It was awesome, and we hope to see you guys real soon. We'll see you at the PCA in March, right? You both will be there.
In March.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Thank you guys.
Awesome.
You've been fantastic for us. You've been a great avenue for people to find out for us. We really appreciate this show. We really
We appreciate
Thank
you
you.
being our sponsor. Thank you very much for everything. Audience, thank you again for all your participation. I'm pretty sure you had a great time and you learned a lot today. This was truly an educational show.
This was an educational
sure.
show. PBS, I'm
taught
going
us.
to submit this to PBS tonight. I know a couple of people there, and let's see what they say.
Yeah, we're going to change
have
the
to-
people who eat chicken the beef.
Beef. We're turning all of the vegans into meat eaters.
Yeah, because it clears up the head. Definitely. Keeps the body nice and lean and in health. Anyway, again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. Thanks for all the stuff you sent us.
Yes,
it's
thank you
awesome.
very much.
Awesome.
And I'll be posting. Keep an eye, because as we barbecue, because I'm getting my outdoor kitchen set up, I'll be smoking some of that incredible beef that you've sent me, and maybe these guys, I might share it with them. I don't know.
I'll be in there in November. I hope to have it.
I know. Maybe
save it for me
tomorrow.
Bob wants me to make it tomorrow.
but you ain't going to go there 2 times in a row, so I know you won't be there. You don't
I'll
travel.
send you guys a 10-pound box of short ribs. They're amazing.
Whoa. Wow. Thank you.
Save that and cook that when everybody's together.
All right,
If I gotta
perfect.
send if I gotta send a
When
box
Ronnie
of-
leaves.
When Ronnie leaves, the short ribs off.
Brian, I'll send you my address. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'll send
And
2
Joe-
boxes.
I'll have Joey G up here. We'll eat over here together. Forget about those guys.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
evening, and be safe out there.
Yeah. What are we going to say? How are we going to end the show? You said
We're
at the
gonna
beginning.
say, oh yeah, we're gonna say, chooches.
Even
are-
chooches can be leaders.
Yes,
Chooches can be leaders.
There you go.
That's right. Not only an animal, but a leader, and you could save cows.
Yeah,
Save
definitely.
cows. We're gonna
Save the cows.
upgrade our defense to chooches.
That's right.
Don't be a wolf.
You know what? I don't think. Why don't we just send the chooches overseas and see if they could do a better?
Overseas. We got him in the White House.
Oh, we got him in the
We
White
got them in the White House. They're better leaders.
Thanks again, guys. Appreciate it.
Good night,
Everybody have a great
everybody.
night.
Have a great one.
Take it easy.
Tell my brothers to line them up. We'll drink that whiskey from those old dirty cups. We'll toast to the present, the future, and the past. This ain't my first drink, but I sure it ain't my last. 'Cause this world is so beautiful. I see its love come shining through. This world is so beautiful. I feel its love come shining through. This world